So Mr. Burley at St. Elizabeth Catholic School. This is our third tutorial for the CO2 cars. What I want to do in this tutorial is I want to put the back, on the back I want to put the hole in for the motor. As well I want to put the 2 axle holes. So let's start off with the hole. It's currently in the default orientation. So let's get an AB default orientation. Now we want to get the motor hole on the back surface here. And it just grabs the last hole size that I happen to use. Yours might look a little different than this. Now we know from first of all, we know the diameter of the hole is 19, and this one's already set to 19, which is good. So you double click on it and change yours to 19. We also know that the depth of the hole is 51, I believe. Have a look at the drawing and make sure that these dimensions are right. Now this one here, there's 2 little green guys, and I'm holding on to it. This one here I attach to there. This one here I swing it around and I attach it to the bottom. All this is doing is saying, where do you want to put the hole in reference to what lines? I could have referenced this line or this line, but I chose those ones. We know from the center up it's 32 millimeters. Too high, it won't work. 32, it won't fit on our track, so I drop it down to 32. Then we know from the side, if the piece from here to here is 40, we divide 40 by 2 and it's 20, so we know that the center distance is 20. We want the motor right in the center, so if yours isn't, put 20. Then we click OK. And there's our motor hole, and you can see it. It's a solid. You can roll it around and have a look at it. Now the next thing you do is go AB, default orientation. Now we're going to put the wheel holes in the side. So we're going to click the hole tool again. This time we're going to select the side and say, well, that's obviously way too big for the wheel hole. The diameter of the wheel hole is, double click on that, 3 millimeters. And now we want to reference it to a couple of different points. Hold the shift key down and move it over slightly. I want to reference it to the back from there. And I also want to reference it from the bottom, because we know, looking at our drawing, I believe it's something like 7 or 9 millimeters here. I'm going to set mine to 9. I can't quite remember what it is. You look at the drawings in the book to tell you where to make it. And from the end forward, this dimension here, I've got it currently set to 75. I'm going to move mine back to 50. Again, this is a function of the wheelbase. We can have it as far apart as 270 and as close as 140, I believe. So you could have this hole anywhere along this surface. It doesn't really matter as long as the center to center distance, your wheelbase, follows the instructions in the booklet. Now this 9 millimeters, I believe it can fluctuate from around 9 to 7. I'd like to keep them all at 9 so that we don't have to keep adjusting our track. Now we click OK, and I have a solid hole through there. Now I need the front axle hole. So I'm going to move the thing forward. I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. I'm going to click hole, click it on there. Now you see, same thing, the 2 anchors come up. Now I want to anchor it to the bottom. And then I want to anchor it to the other hole. Why do I want to anchor it to the other hole? Because the constraint or the limitation is my wheelbase. I can see right here 1.4 is not going to be correct. The minimum wheelbase, I believe, is 140 and the maximum is 270. I'm going to make this 160 just for my purpose here today. Then I have to look here and I can see that the diameter is right, it's 3. Now from the bottom it's not right. This is not the right height. I got to change this one. Sorry, this one here, I got to change it to 9. Click OK. And now if you look at it, both of them are at 9 and the center to center distance is correct. Now you can look at it from the front view straight on like this, and you'll see it's 160 between my centers and it's 9 millimeters from the bottom, which is great. So my holes are in the position. I click OK, and now I've got my 2 holes. So that's the next video.